Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to my channel. A very pleasant Monday morning to you all, and thank you for popping by, and I hope you all have a very lovely week. Guys, INDECOM a gone bad. INDECOM really a get pa me nerves now. Bruce Golding, how are you really do, Bruce Golding? You know the Pandora box you leg up on the Jamaican people when you really steer this organization into being through our houses of parliament. Anyway, before I get into that specific story, there is something I need to say. And people, some of you, please don't rush me. Don't tell me about get to the point or think that my videos are too long. Here's the thing. The advisor channel was not meant for everybody. So, while I welcome everybody, if you do have a problem with my presentation, then I would suggest that you go over to TikTok, which might be more in line with your intellectual capacity. But please don't tell me to come over here and water my thing down to your level. Just saying. Anyway, as you guys know, I am one of those vloggers that reads all the comments. Every single comment that you post on my channel, I read. At least I endeavor to do. I might have missed one or two, but basically 99 out of every 100 I respond to. And you know, sometimes some people make some comment that I have to really come on the channel and give a more open and public response to. And it is so in this specific case. Now, someone came under the post I wrote pertaining to 66-year-old Dawn Anderson, who had been killed by her husband in Westmoreland. And I think it was day before yesterday, this person made this comment. That person is Monica Brown 7448. She wrote, "Sir, stop blame women. This is straight up victim blaming. People are great actors, good pretenders." What she's really saying is that Dawn Anderson is blameless and all blame rests on her husband who had murdered her. I strongly 100% disagree. And to demonstrate why I disagree, I want you guys to take a look at this clip. Now, this clip was taken taken off an incident that happened 2 years ago at the Hope Zoo in Kingston, Jamaica. This employee of the Hope Zoo was entertaining a crowd of patrons to this zoo, and he was there teasing the lions. And he teased the lions and entertaining the crowd to the point where he eventually pushed his hand in the cage and the lion hold on to one of his finger. And he dragged and dragged. I saw the full video until the finger came off in the lion's mouth. Well, piece of the finger. Of course, I'll not be showing you that full clip. I'm sorry. I won't let you see that. Me couldn't watch it a second time anyway. It was really horrific to me. Anyway, my question is, which of you think that the lion is to be blamed for taking off the man's finger? Now, who in here say are the lion fault? I'll wait. Come on, tell me. Which one I know? Now guys, I use that analogy because I'll say this. This man was not a great actor, her husband, and her husband was not a good pretender, as she claimed. He did not pretend about his age. You knew his age. He did not pretend about his low-down nature. He did not pretend about his intellectual capacity because it is clear that you could hear it in his voice and in his speech. He did not pretend that he was rich. So you knew him never couldn't turn, why say, duck off a nest. You saw his dress sense. When you took him to the restaurant to eat, when you just meet him, you realize that he didn't know how to use knife and fork. You realize he could not hold a good conversation. I am a man who read my Bible, and the Bible tell me, say, the man is the head of the household. The man is the head of his wife. Now, a man who have less money than you, less influence than you, less power overall in everything in life than you, how can he lead you? And where could he have led you? And you never see this man as being lesser than you? So, from the very beginning, this relationship was lopsided. But here is what. This lady knew exactly what she saw. And she liked what she saw. And she chose it for what it was. The man never pretended. Just like how the lion in the cage didn't pretend to be huggy and kissy when that man was teasing it. She says, I was blaming the victim. And I agree that she was a victim. But guess what? She is a victim of her own stupidity. How will other women learn from it if I just tell them, listen, you can always go there and fuck around and find out, because when you die, we will know that it wasn't your fault. That would be very irresponsible of me. And Monica Brown 7448, I will never do that. You can bite low as long as you want, but I am telling the women of this country, don't bite low. And it is really wrong of you to be telling women that they can always bite low. That me say, and it stands. Thank you very much. Anyway, now let's get on to the main topic. On Friday evening, that's Friday, December 13th. Yeah man, another Friday the 13th. It was a good day for the security forces. Or rather the ending of a very good week for the security forces. INDECOM made a public statement lamenting the fact that 176 men have been killed by the security forces since the start of the year. And they also say that this is a sharp rise over last year, 2023. And what seems to be they find very alarming is that 8 of these men who were shot and killed by the security forces were actually killed in December. That is, in the first 13 days of December. And one of the reasons why they rushed to put out this statement was that 4 men had been shot and killed in the St. Catherine area between Yuatan, Bagwalk, Linstead area in 3 incidents that happened over a space of about 3 days, in which 3 illegal firearms had been recovered. One of the incidents happens in Dallas Lane, Spanish Town. This incident is in relation to the fatal shooting of 23-year-old Ricardo Fisher on December 12, 2024. The police reported that a team of police officers were conducting operations in the March Pen area of Spanish Town. The officers reported that they entered the yard and a man fired in their direction. They returned the fire and he was pronounced dead. And then again on that same day in New Nursery, Spanish Town, the police took out 24-year-old Kemar Smith. Again, they were involved in a shootout in that space and this man died. And then the following day, now on December 13, police entered a premises in Yuatan, and upon entering the house, they were fired on, and 2 men were killed, and 1 gun was recovered. Now, INDECOM is saying, too much killing a go on, man. So much people, so much man are dead from police bullet. Something is wrong. Really, INDECOM? INDECOM, do you really think that the police just enter innocent people house, man house, shoot them and put them gun pan them just like that in every single incident? It is really unbecoming of you, gentlemen, to come on national TV and lamenting over this. No, they are even lamenting that there were no body cameras being worn by any of the policemen. Now, you know why INDECOM people can go on like this? Each of them earn like $6 or $7 million a year. They live in gated communities or live in certain parts of the city where crime is virtually non-existent or where sophisticated alarm systems and cameras are surrounding them, and they have licensed firearms and they drive everywhere they go, either with bodyguards or with their own licensed gun, and they are insulated from all the incidents that they are investigating. So who are they to be making rules for the rest of us? And I'm going to tell you guys about a specific case. Listen to this. Now, instead of using my own words, I want you to take a look at this clip from TVJ from 7 months ago.
Welcome back to Primetime News and a special welcome to folks on OneSpotMedia.com. Up first, a 2022 Prime Minister National Youth Awardee for Excellence was shot and killed in Manchester on Friday. CJ Cunningham was among 2 persons attacked. The other victim was wounded. His mother is devastated, the community on edge, and the police are encouraging those with information to help. Jamila Maitland reports.
Joan Lewis weeps on the veranda of the home she shared with her son, CJ Cunningham, in Chantilly, Manchester. He was gunned down while working in neighbouring Davidton Friday afternoon. His mother is heartbroken.
Every time I picture him, it's like I'm in a dream.
According to the police report, residents heard loud explosions coming from a house around 5:45 p.m. Cunningham and another man who was shot and wounded were doing tiling there. Miss Lewis couldn't hold back the tears as she clutched her son's awards. He was a farmer and CEO of Fairwoods Farm. He planted a variety of crops, but he loved strawberries. CJ Cunningham was awarded the Prime Minister's National Youth Award for Excellence in Agriculture and Agro-Processing in 2022.
Now, about 2 weeks later, the old parasite who killed CJ Cunningham, he was shot and killed by the police when the police raided a house in the same community. After the shooting, INDECOM was quick on the scene. They went there, and after examining the place, one of the spokesmen for INDECOM came out and said clear that they didn't see or they didn't think or the signs does not indicate that the shooting happened in the way the police said, and they don't think it was actually a shootout. It seemed suspicious. Now, INDECOM, what on earth do we care about whether it happened in the way it did or not? The ways justify the means. Are you saying that a promising young man, one of the most promising human beings ever to walk this planet, one who could have helped to lift this country out of its current food situation or uplift it so much more? Because he was young, he had at least 40 years probably to offer to the Jamaican economy. And he was taken out by something who never makes sense. And you are going to even question it? INDECOM, I ask you, which side on the depend? Who for side on the really depend? Bruce Golding, you really put this yoke around our necks? You are putting this straitjacket on our security forces? What them for? What them really for? You put in place and is paying a set of people who are in effect crime facilitators, when we already have JFJ, and JFJ was already a very outspoken sounding board for criminals. But here's the good thing about JFJ. We were not paying them. They were not being paid by taxpayers' money. They were being paid by private entities, and I should say private entities overseas. Private entities overseas who don't want the crime in Jamaica stop, I might add. Decent Jamaicans, vulnerable Jamaicans, law-abiding Jamaicans are out here celebrating the fact that 176 people are not clogging up our jails. That is 176 more people to feed inside our jails. 3 meals a day for 176 people is 528 meals per day, paid for by taxpayers. Make that make sense. INDECOM, I want you to work with us. Work with the Jamaican people. We are the ones that need your protection, not gunmen. The police now just go draw out innocent people out of them house and kill them. And one of the main reasons why I know you guys are not a good set of people is because the killer of CJ Cunningham, he was positively identified as the killer. And the police had been hunting him because he was positively identified. And you think that robbing the country of such a decent human being, you still think that he should have his day in court? Well, I don't think so. There comes a time when we all have to pick a side. And I pick the side of the security forces. They are not perfect, but they are more perfect than the bloodthirsty gangs that are in this country. Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Thanks for popping by. As usual, like, share, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.